Is anybody surprised that Trump pleaded not guilty? He doesn't believe he's committed any crimes because he still believes the election was stolen from him.
At a moment of undeniable consequence, a former American president standing before a federal judge to answer whether he sought to thwart the will of voters and block a bedrock of American democracy, the peaceful transfer of power. In a 27-minute-long arraignment, former President Trump pleaded not guilty to 4 charges of conspiracy and obstruction, his third criminal arraignment in 4 months, and arguably the most serious. Afterward, Mr.
Well, at least Trump has made history as being the only former U.S. president to be arraigned 3 times in the same year.
Trump slamming the indictment as politically motivated, a persecution of a political opponent. The ex-president flying from his New Jersey home to Washington and a courtroom not far from the White House and the U.S. Capitol, where some of his supporters rioted on January 6th. Defiant and undeterred, Donald Trump pressing forward with his presidential campaign as he gathers political strength from what some consider a moment of political disgrace. NBC's Garrett Hake was in the courtroom for the arraignment. Garrett, another stunning moment in American history that's starting to feel routine.
That's right, Lester. For the 3rd time in 4 months, the former president appearing before a judge to plead not guilty to multiple felonies. It was a remarkable scene. The special counsel who accuses him of trying to steal an election sitting just a few feet away. The special counsel, Jack Smith, watching Mr. Trump throughout the hearing. The former president turned criminal defendant, never appearing to return his gaze. Once again, a former American president is a criminal defendant in court. Donald Trump leaving his Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey in a motorcade to the airport for the flight to Washington, posting, "It is a great honor because I'm being arrested for you."
That he keeps saying that he's doing all this for his base. And that's not the case. This is happening because of his own self.
After arriving, vehicles winding through downtown D.C. to the federal courthouse in the shadow of the U.S. Capitol, where the conspiracy he is alleged to have led concluded with the deadly January 6th riot. The Republican frontrunner tonight pleading not guilty to 4 federal charges, all related to what prosecutors say was a criminal scheme to cling to power after losing the 2020 election. He was processed and fingerprinted, but no mugshot taken. Inside the courtroom, Mr. Trump and his attorneys roughly 15 feet away from special counsel Jack Smith. Prosecutors not objecting to Mr. Trump's release, the judge reading out conditions, including not talking to witnesses about the case. In an overflow room, 2 Capitol police officers and a D.C. officer who were there on January 6th. With personal aide and co-defendant in the classified documents case Walt Nauta nearby, Mr. Trump slamming the new charges.
This is a very sad day for America. This is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the
What was never supposed to happen? A person being charged with crimes that they committed?
Persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him.
Right. Yeah, because that's why you're being charged, even though you were being charged with various crimes before you started running for president.
This is the 3rd arraignment for Mr. Trump in 4 months, and the most serious of the indictments he faces, with charges including conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and the rights of voters. Prosecutors alleging Mr. Trump first tried to pressure state officials to change election results, then allegedly asked his vice president, who refused. Later, summoning supporters on the 6th, though the indictment does not accuse Mr. Trump of inciting the riot. The Republican frontrunner arguing the case is designed to force him to spend large amounts of time and money to defend himself, instead of focusing on his 2024 campaign. Trump allies blasting what they call a partisan DOJ.
When it comes to Donald Trump, there are no rules. Destroy him, destroy his family. When it comes to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, they get away with almost everything.
The former president's defense likely to include an argument that his false claims about a stolen election were constitutionally protected free speech, an argument dismissed by his former attorney general turned fierce critic, Bill Barr.
No, I really don't think that's a valid argument. Free speech doesn't give you the right to engage in a fraudulent conspiracy.
So, Garrett, where does this case go from here?
Well, Lester, the judge set the next hearing for August 28th, although Mr. Trump does not have to attend. The prosecution will likely push for a speedy trial date. The Trump defense lawyers likely pushing for a delay, with a judge hoping to pick a trial date in that next hearing.